gonna be surprised when I hit her the first time too. I don't think she's been hit. Like, she hasn't been hit hard.
If you compare my fighting experience, it's huge.
I love to crush dreams, so let's go.
Emma Bragg drops a massive bombshell on ring disrespect and almost slapped Dakota Ditcheva before their championship bout. But Dakota fired back with the perfect response that left Emma broken and in tears on the canvas.
When you make me watch 4 batteries. Yeah, play both ways, Dad.
She is the current ISKA British champion. From Bolton, Muay Thai, Emma Bragg.
On November 1st, 2016, the ISA Flyweight Championship of Great Britain was on the line, and the tension was explosive. Emma Bragg walked into this fight with serious credentials: 21 fights, 15 wins, and only 6 defeats. She was the experienced veteran representing Team 2 in Bolton, her home territory. The crowd was behind her, and she had every reason to feel confident.
Fights, 8 wins, and not only a star of now, but touted as one of the real all-time stars of the future. And things go the way people believe they will for this young lady. Fighting out of Northern Spirit in Sale.
On the other side stood Dakota Ditcheva, the rising star from Northern Spirit in Sale. With just 8 fights and 8 wins, Dakota wasn't very famous yet. She was still early in her career, which gave Emma the confidence to not just challenge her, but to disrespect her. The physical differences were stunning. Both fighters competed at 50.5 kilograms, but Dakota stood incredibly tall for the weight class, giving her a massive reach advantage. The commentators couldn't believe the height difference when they faced off.
Mentality is everything in matches like these. Just look at the height difference there as they're brought together. Ditcheva, incredibly tall. I haven't got the stats on how tall she is, but as you say, goodness me.
But Emma wasn't intimidated. In fact, she was ready to make a statement before the fight even began. Before the fight, Dakota revealed her mental approach, and it was pure champion mentality. Nothing specific, really. You know, I never specifically train for fights. I've never really seen on a fight before, not that I remember anyway. Probably been at shows, but not remembered that. So I haven't specifically trained for that. I've just worked hard throughout everything and, I don't know, spiritually and things like that, I just think positive. I don't think of anything other than winning. You never hear me say losing or anything like that, because I'm not here to lose. It's all about positive people.
Nothing specific really, I never specifically trained for a fight, so I've never really seen on a fight before, not that I remember anyway. I've probably been at shows but not remembered it.
Yeah.
So I haven't specifically trained for that. I've just worked hard throughout everything, and I don't spiritually, things like that. I just think positive, I don't think of anything other than winning. You never hear me say losing or anything like that, because I'm not here to lose.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's all about positivity.
This wasn't just confidence, this was certainty. Dakota didn't study her opponents because she didn't need to. She trained to be unbeatable against anyone. While Emma was focused on Dakota, Dakota was focused on perfection. The commentators picked up on this too. One analyst noted, Dakota is really the girl of the moment in the women's division. She's fighting seemingly effortlessly, causing girls a lot of problems. She fights at high tempo. She likes to come forward. She's very aggressive. She's very fit. All those things combined can cause any opponent problems.
I think Dakota is really the girl of the moment, and in the women's division, she's fighting with, or seemingly effortlessly fighting, causing girls a lot of problems. She fights at high tempo. She likes to come forward. She's very aggressive. She's very fit. So all those things combined can cause any opponent problems. She's fighting a much more experienced girl.
When these two stepped into the ring for the referee's instructions, the body language told the entire story. Emma Bragg stood there with a cold, focused stare, almost menacing. She wanted to intimidate Dakota, to show her that experience would dominate youth. There were reports that Emma wanted to slap Dakota right there to humiliate her publicly and prove she wasn't afraid of the hype.
Corner, coming to you by way of Northern Spirit, Dakota Ditcheva.
But look at Dakota, all smiles, nice and calm, completely relaxed. You wouldn't even know she was about to go into a 5-round championship fight. Looking at the body language, Emma Bragg looking very focused, almost that cold stare. In contrast, Dakota looking very, very relaxed, all smiles, nice and calm. You wouldn't know she was about to go into a 5-rounder.
I think you've got to look at the favourite being here, Dakota.
Well, looking at the body language, Emma Bragg looking very focused, almost that cold stare. In contrast, Ditcheva looking very, very relaxed. All smiles, nice and calm. You wouldn't know she was about to go into a 5-rounder. Mentality is everything in matches like these.
The psychological warfare was already won. Emma's attempt at intimidation bounced off Dakota like nothing. And that positive mindset Dakota talked about, it was about to become Emma's nightmare. The opening bell rang, and Dakota didn't waste a single second. She came forward immediately with intent. Emma tried to use her experience and technique to control the pace, but Dakota's speed was on another level. A sharp jab-cross combination snapped Emma's head back and brought the crowd to life. Emma tried to clinch, hoping to slow the pace, but that's when Dakota unleashed her secret weapon, devastating knees to the body. Straight on the counter, Bragg pulled her into the clinch, trying to stick those knees in. Good turn by Dakota.
So Ditcheva straight on the counter. Emma Bragg pulling her into the clinch, trying to stick those knees in.
Good turn by Dakota.
But then Dakota got Emma into her clinch, and the destruction began. She'll step in, long knee again, get those long knees, and that's hurt her.
Her arm across the body, those knees will still drive in.
Hurtful knees in that clinch.
It's this one, she'll step in, long knee again.
Getting the long knees, and that's hurt Bragg early. It's come back to the corner. Daz Morris telling her the hands above the head. Try and get some air into the lungs.
That's a long time to be. You got 1 minute 35 seconds. You're just giving away a count. That's a long time trying to survive that round for. And Dakota's gonna walk straight in with that long knee again. It's really good line up with the body. Just line up the centre of the body. That's a strong knees. Very good knee.
Right, you can see Emma Bragg desperately trying to shield the midsection, but there's just very little she can do.
The power difference was brutal. Dakota poured on a flurry of punches, and a clean shot sent Emma crashing to the canvas. She got up quickly, showing heart, but you could see it in her eyes. She had no answer for this. Moments later, another heavy strike dropped her again. Emma barely managed to survive the round. Come back to the corner. Daz Morris tells her hands above the head, trying to get some air into the lungs. That's a long time to be down. You got 1 minute, 35 seconds.
It's come back to the corner. Daz Morris telling her the hands above the head. Try and get some air into the lungs.
That's a long time to be.
Emma's corner was already in damage control mode. This wasn't going according to plan. As the second round began, Dakota had all the momentum. Emma tried to show resilience, throwing a few punches and a body kick, but Dakota closed the distance fast. Emma tried to clinch again, but Dakota's knees were absolutely brutal. The commentators couldn't believe what they were watching.
107 for Valentina, fastest hydration. She makes weight.
This Belarusian kickboxer is the biggest threat to Dakota Ditcheva these days. She's destroying every opponent who dares to step inside the cage with HER, known as Barbie by fans for her striking beauty, but don't let the nickname fool you. Once that cage door closes, she becomes something else entirely. something ruthless, something devastating.
And we're seeing that. Wow! She was caught. Maybe the confidence was too high. Barbie connecting with a beautiful shot.
PFL champion Dakota Ditcheva and veteran Belarusian striker Ekaterina Vanderyeva. We'll look at their fighting styles, their recent statements, and why this fight could shake the entire women's division to its core. Stay tuned as we uncover all the details of this brewing rivalry. Just days ago, Ekaterina Vanderyeva dropped a bombshell message across social media, directly challenging the undefeated PFL champion. Her words were clear and unfiltered. Dakota Ditcheva, you think you're the queen of this division? I've fought legends. I've beaten champions. Your impressive record means nothing to me. I am the biggest threat you will ever face. I've been destroying top-tier competition while you were still building your name. It's time the world sees what a true world-class striker can do. Come September, let's settle this once and for all.
Честно скажу, то, что было в прошлом, никак не повлияло на мою самооценку, потому что все как бы понимают, что, например, когда я с бунта на Супергерл боксировала, как бы были многочисленные экспертные мнения, когда считали очки многие, есть специальные как бы такие фирмы, которые этим занимаются, как бы все говорили, что это абсолютно как бы слитые бои. Что касается, например, тоже тот, да, вроде выиграл бой, пропустил сонную артерию, ну, блин, так бывает, было обидно, конечно, ну, чё так, вот. А последний, да, у меня было просто моральное уже истощение, честно сказать, хотелось уйти из спорта, что я и сделала, но как-то вот ушла вроде месяц назад, буквально OneChampionship предложил мне продление контракта, я просто сказала.
The post sent shockwaves through the MMA community. Vanderyeva wasn't just calling out Dakota, she was making a statement. This isn't trash talk for promotion. This is a seasoned veteran putting everyone on notice. Dakota Ditcheva didn't stay silent for long. The 26-year-old champion took to Twitter with her own message, and it was equally provocative. I've heard all the noise. I've beaten everyone they put in front of me. You want to talk about my record? Look at mine. Look at yours in MMA. You're a striker. I'm a complete fighter. You're experienced in Muay Thai. Congratulations. I'm the youngest champion in PFL history and the first British female MMA world champion. Before you come talking about being the biggest threat, check the scoreboard.
I mean, I've been telling you. I was trying to tell you, but...
You think they're going to listen now, right?
Maybe. I'm sure they'll still be moaning about me, but I'll just keep proving them wrong.
You're the first person to prove this system. Europe belt, World Championship. What's next for you?
Oh, I don't know. The world is mine. I don't know. We'll have to sit together with PFL and see what we can come up with. But I just beat the best girl that's out there out of any other division. So outside of any other division. So I don't know. Me and PFL, I'm sure, will come out with something amazing again. Right from the beginning of this season, if I'd got her in the first round, I would have done the same thing. And they've been talking, she's been saying, she's just a Barbie, she should be a model. Well, a model just beat your ass in round 2, so shut up.
The tweet sparked immediate reactions from fans and analysts worldwide. This wasn't just promotional banter. This was two elite athletes drawing a line in the sand. The gauntlet had been thrown down, and Dakota had picked it up without hesitation. Let's break down exactly who Ekaterina Vanderyeva is, because her credentials are nothing to dismiss. Born January 20th, 1991, in Minsk, Belarus, Vanderyeva is a 3-time Muay Thai world champion with a striking record that speaks volumes. She started her combat sports journey at just 16 years old, and by 17, she had won her first national championship in Muay Thai. What makes her truly dangerous? Her height advantage in her division, her knockout power. More than a quarter of her victories have come by knockout, and her extensive experience competing at the highest levels of combat sports worldwide. In 2011, she defeated future UFC champion Joanna Jędrzejczyk by majority decision to capture the WKN world title. She competed in one championship, faced elite strikers like Janet Todd, Jackie Bunton, and Supergirl Jeroen Sak. Her resume is filled with names that matter. The Barbie nickname comes from her teammates who noted her beauty and resemblance to the famous doll. But Vandaryeva has always embraced a different identity inside the cage. Cold, calculated, and absolutely devastating. Now let's look at what makes Dakota Ditcheva so formidable. At just 26 years old, Dakota is the youngest champion in PFL history and the first British female MMA world champion. She won her title on November 29, 2024, defeating Tayla Santos via technical knockout and claiming the $1 million prize. Her record speaks for itself. In the PFL, she's been nearly unstoppable. She's recorded first-round knockouts, submissions, body punch TKOs. Her finishing rate is elite. Against Chelsea Hackett at PFL 4, she finished in the first round via body punch TKO. Against Gina Bishop in the semifinals, another first-round TKO.
Sprinkle by TKO or KO, I will tell you the confidence that she's going to have now getting up is going to be unbelievable. And there it is.
Beautiful knee from the plum.
And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Oh,
Bishop in trouble.
And that does it. First round finish, and Dakota Ditcheva silences.
What separates Dakota from other fighters is her combination of speed, precision, technical striking, and complete MMA arsenal. She's not just a striker. She's trained extensively in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and grappling. She's fought at multiple weight classes and dominated consistently. Her recent victory over Sumiko Inaba on July 19, 2025, proved she remains sharp and focused. The champion is in peak form, and she's made it clear she's ready for anyone who steps up to challenge her crown.
You know, the damage so far in this fight, it's been one-way trap.
Oh, nasty knee left the middle from Dakota. And a flurry down to the body. Here's the elbow. Back elbow. And now a left hand. And she's showing off, man.
So here's the critical question. What happens when these two warriors collide? This isn't a simple matchup. This is youth versus experience. Speed versus power. A complete MMA fighter versus an elite striker transitioning into MMA. Vandaryeva's strength lies in her striking pedigree, her precision, and her to control fights through superior technique and distance management. She's fought in bigger stages and faced elite-level competition across multiple organizations.
45 seconds from the Carrie big overhand right. And another one. Smack bang between the eyes. Overhand elbow. Supergirl, nowhere to go.
Supergirl,
She's hurt.
Michael.
She's hurt. Can Barbie drop her? Tries for the elbow. Another elbow.
Dakota Ditcheva and Valentina.
I can't wait to show you who the real warrior is.
Ready, and I can't wait to show you who is the real warrior. And
those were the words that sent shockwaves through the MMA community. Valentina Scatizzi just dropped a massive bombshell message aimed directly at Dakota Ditcheva, and the entire fighting world stopped to watch what would happen next.
That eye. Guys, we might not see round number 2 with that eye looking at the studs.
I think the doctor's going to step in and stop this. I don't think she's going to be able to see out of that eye.
Another right hand there from Dakota.
Able to continue declaring your winner and 2023 women's flyweight champion, Dakota Ditcheva!
In her pre-fight interview, Valentina came across as confident and had a clear mission to prove herself. Here's exactly what she said. I am feeling very good. I think my fight will be very strong, and I'm so excited to step into the cage and show other people my skills. I'm very excited about this. I can't wait to step in the cage and fight, and I'm ready. I can't wait to show you who the real warrior is.
I'm feeling very good. I think my fight will be very strong, and I'm so excited to step in the cage. I'm very excited for this. I can't wait to step in the cage and fight, and I'm ready, and I can't wait to show you who is the real warrior. And
Bold words. Massive confidence. Valentina was essentially telling Dakota and the world that she was about to expose the hype and prove who truly deserved to be called a warrior. The gauntlet was thrown. The challenge was issued. And now, everyone wanted to know, how would the undefeated Dakota Ditcheva respond? Now here's where it gets really interesting. When Dakota Ditcheva heard Valentina's bombshell message, she didn't panic. She didn't get emotional. Instead, she delivered a response that showed exactly why she's the face of PFL Europe. In her pre-fight interview, Dakota addressed the challenge with the composure of a true champion. I think I'm kind of used to it. Obviously I've done quite a few fight weeks now out of away from home. I feel like I actually deal with it a lot better when I'm kind of in a hotel and away from everything else. I mean, this one's probably been one of the most difficult ones. I feel like there's a lot of pressure in this fight. Obviously we're kicking off PFL Europe. I'm co-main event. I'm kind of like the face of PFL, so I've got to keep up this, this role that I'm in with my fighting. So, yeah, there's definitely a few new emotions this time, but I'm just, happy to be here and just trying to soak up the experience.
I think I'm kind of used to it. Obviously, I've done quite a few fight weeks now out of away from home. I feel like I actually deal with it a lot better when I'm kind of in a hotel and away from everything else. I mean, this one's probably been one of the most difficult ones. I feel like there's a lot of pressure in for this fight. Obviously, we're kicking off PFL Europe. I'm co-main event. I'm kind of like the face of PFL, so I've got to keep up this, this role that I'm on with my fighting. So yeah, there's definitely a few new emotions this time, but I'm just happy to be here and just trying to soak up the experience.
Notice the stark difference in approach? While Valentina was focused on proving herself and calling out Dakota as not being the real warrior, Dakota was acknowledging the pressure, staying humble, and focusing on her preparation and responsibility as the face of the organization. But Dakota didn't just stop at the interview. She took to Twitter to send her own message, making it clear that she was locked in, focused, and ready to let her fists do the talking when that cage door closed. The mental warfare was complete. Valentina brought the fire and bravado. Dakota brought calm before the storm. December 8th, 2023 at the 3 Arena in Dublin, Ireland was set to answer the question, who is the real warrior? With both fighters having made their statements, the MMA world was buzzing. Social media exploded with debates about who would win. Would Valentina back up her bold words and expose Dakota? Or would Dakota prove why she's remained undefeated and silence the doubters? The stakes couldn't be higher. This wasn't just another fight. Dakota was co-main event, representing PFL Europe's launch. She had the pressure of being the face of the organization on her shoulders. Valentina had the hunger of a fighter looking to make her name by defeating a rising star.
Jab. Jab. Two. Jab. Good stuff. Jab. 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 Double. Double up.
The tension was electric. The trash talk had been delivered. Now it was time for the ultimate test. Fight night in Dublin, Ireland. PFL Europe 4 was about to answer the question that everyone was asking. Who is the real warrior? When the cage door closed on fight night, all the talk, all the predictions, and all the confidence in the world couldn't change what was about to happen. From the opening bell, Dakota Ditcheva put on an absolute clinic. This wasn't just winning, this was dominance at the highest level. Using her elite Muay Thai striking, Dakota immediately took control of the center of the cage. Her reach, her technical precision, her footwork. Everything was firing on all cylinders. Valentina tried to make it a brawl. She attempted to close the distance and turn it into a messy, close-range war where she could impose her will, but Dakota was 3 steps ahead. She effortlessly slipped jabs, moved out of range, and calmly picked Valentina apart with crisp strikes and devastating body kicks.
Ditcheva. I think this is the only way that Scotese can win this. Make it there. Oh, lovely front kicks. Go on, it's beautiful.
Dakota established the Thai clinch, grabbed Valentina behind the neck, and unleashed hell. A devastating knee, brutal elbows, more knees to the head. It was in this violent exchange that Dakota landed a fight-ending elbow that opened a deep, significant cut above Valentina's left eye. Blood poured immediately, the injury was serious, and everyone in the arena knew it. To her credit, Valentina showed incredible heart, trying to fight through it, but Dakota was relentless. She maintained pressure, hunting for the finish as the round came to a close.
So talking about grappling, specifically Grapple Queens. So Grapple Queens is going to be Saturday the 3rd of September. It's going to be at the Dunny-Mace Art Centre in Portlaoise in Ireland. Now, as I've been mentioning, it's a very, very historic event. It's the first all-female grappling event in Ireland's history. So we're going to see some of the top female grapplers from all over the world as well. I mean, that's...
Carrie Isum, nicknamed the Grapple Queen, drops a massive bombshell on Dakota. In a pre-fight interview, Carrie Isum confidently declared her intentions. When asked, "So, what do you think's next for you? Anyone on your mind or anything on your mind?" Isum responded without hesitation.
Real good.
So what do you think's next for you? Anyone on your mind or anything on your mind?
Anything really, anything. Yeah. I always say whatever comes my way, I just say yes. I mean,
what's the end goal?
The end goal is to just be the best at what I can do. Yeah, wherever.
Anything, really. Anything. I always say, whatever comes my way. I just say yes. I mean, what's the end goal? The end goal is to just be the best at what I can do. Yeah. Wherever that may be, just be the best. Those words would come back to haunt her, because Dakota Ditcheva had a perfect response of her own, delivered not with words, but with action. Dakota calmly stated,
"I'm just going to watch the fighters basically fight their first round of the tournament, which I'm excited to be here and not be fighting. You know, it's not often that I go to shows where I'm not weight cutting and getting in the cage myself, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's one fight still left to do in my division, which we'll be fighting tomorrow night, so I'm excited to see the two girls.
And I'm just going to watch the fighters basically fight their first round of the tournament, which I'm excited to be here and not be fighting. You know, it's not often that I go to shows where I'm not weight cutting and getting in the cage on myself. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's one fight still left to do in my division, which we'll be fighting tomorrow night. So I'm excited to see the two girls battle it out. But when the cage door closed, Dakota would destroy Carrie Isum's dreams with a brutal knockout that almost finished her career. Carrie Isum almost went away forever after this devastating defeat.
Dakota just
just missed. And this is the thing. And another! And a knee!
Straight across.
And another elbow! And another!
That's opened up a cut on Isum's head. Big back elbow.
No quitter!
The contrast between these two fighters couldn't have been more stark. Carrie Isum, the grapple queen, came in talking about being the best, about saying yes to every challenge, about conquering whatever came her way. She entered Celtic Gladiator 30 on September 12th, 2021, full of confidence and ready to make a statement. Dakota Ditcheva, she was the calm before the storm. While Isum was declaring her destiny, Dakota was simply watching other fighters, learning, observing. She spoke about being excited to not be the one fighting that night, to not be weight cutting, to just be present at a show without the pressure of competition.
And our opponent fighting out of the red corner. She's a Muay Thai specialist and stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. She weighed in officially at 126 pounds and holds a professional record of 5 victories and no defeats. Fighting out of Manchester, England, Dakota Ditcheva!
But make no mistake, this wasn't fear. This was the confidence of a predator that doesn't need to roar to prove its strength. Dakota mentioned there was one fight left in her division that would happen the next night, and she was excited to see the two girls battle it out. What she didn't say, but what everyone would soon learn, was that whoever won that fight would have to face her next. And after what Dakota was about to do to Carrie Isum, that must have been a terrifying thought.
Switches back. That sounded sweet from here.
Deep down the middle to the chest.
Great knees up the middle. Goodness me, some of those.
I think
she's in real trouble here, Evan Bragg.
The opening bell rang, and both fighters emerged from their corners. Carrie Isum bounced on her toes, scanning for openings, her confidence visible in every movement. Dakota Ditcheva? She moved with the precision of a surgeon, her footwork calculated, her guard high, her gaze locked onto her prey. The punch landed with surgical precision. It didn't knock Isum out, but it sent a message. You're in over your head. The crowd reacted immediately, sensing they were witnessing something special.
And the clinch this time. Dakota turns early. Tie plum clips. Oh, that's a big knee. Oh!
Dakota turning up the aggression now. Vanna taking a step back.
Several times. Big kick again. Really working well for Dakota. That one straight through the middle.
Oh, what an elbow.
And
tie
again.
back down now.
And
The
again.
elbow's going in here. Oh, big.
For the next minute, both fighters circled and tested each other. Isum tried a looping overhand right, attempting to use her size and power. Dakota leaned back like she had all the time in the world, and countered with a beautiful combination, jab, cross, and a thunderous low kick that echoed through the arena. That's when everyone knew this wasn't going to be competitive.
Dakota
really picking her off.
Each of the switching stances.
So these two young ladies know each other.
Once again. Yeah, both looking for a little trip there.
Oh, nice knee to the body. Follows it up.
Look at the way she made space for that connection. You could see the breath
And
going.
everyone, big and another, and
Almost
another.
impossible to get her fights. That's why they're flying in the podiums from around the world.
By the midway point of the first round, Carrie Isum's confidence had completely evaporated. Dakota had systematically broken her down with textbook striking. She doubled up her jab, forcing Isum backward. Every time Isum tried to plant her feet and fire back, Dakota would step off at an angle, making her miss before punishing her with devastating counters. Isum's attempts to push forward and turn this into the brawl she needed were cut short every single time by Dakota's superior footwork and defensive reactions. This wasn't just a skills mismatch. This was a masterclass in striking, and Isum was the unfortunate student.
Utilizing that long range with her kicks. Gets it on the outside.
Comes from good grappling stock and Jimmy Johnson there in the corner.
But in the clinch, Dakota, the knees, the elbows. This young lady likes to strike.
Oh, right down the middle.
Right hand.
Woo, sniper-like accuracy.
Just now. Oh, spinning back elbow.
Sensing blood in the water, Dakota began applying heavier pressure. She moved in behind her jab, systematically pushing Isum toward the cage.